What is up, ladies and gents? It is I, Kolos, and welcome to my Let's Play of the game, Shovel Knight. I'm playing this on the Wii U. So Shovel Knight is an extremely awesome game. As you can tell by the title screen, it is a very retro, old-school vibe, because it is an 8-bit 2D platformer, very similar to games like Mega Man and the NES Mario, things like that. So it's a very awesome game and a lot of fun. And I'm excited to play this game for you all. So if you're excited for this, let me know. And without further ado, let us jump right on into Shovel Knight. Also, before we do that, I should mention that there is a little bit of a delay between what you're seeing and what I'm seeing. So sometimes my commentary might be off with what's going on screen. So I just wanted to make that aware to you all. I think it has something to do with my capture software. I am a noob, after all, with all of this, so I'm still trying to figure out, the different ways in order to do this. But, I still wanted to play a game and still wanted to show off a gameplay, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right on into Shovel Knight. So you can see here I have played the game before, so this is not a blind Let's Play. So this is from a while ago, and then that's also another game I started, so we're just going to go ahead and go to this file right here. Now, since I have beaten the game before, I do have the option to pick between two different characters and stories, so I can choose Shovel Knight for the traditional Shovel Knight story, or I can choose Plague Knight, which is available after you beat the game. So his gameplay is a little bit different from Shovel Knight, but we're just going to go with Shovel Knight just because. And we'll register my name. We'll just do Ryan again. Why not? It's a good name. Good, strong Irish name. Okay, so yeah, we'll confirm this file, and let's get on into this. Long ago, the lands were untamed and roamed by legendary adventurers. Of all heroes, none shone brighter than Shovel Knight and Shield Knight. But their travels together ended at the Tower of Fate, when a cursed amulet wrought a terrible magic. When Shovel Knight awoke, the tower was sealed and Shield Knight was gone. His spirit broken, a grieving Shovel Knight went into a life of solitude. But without champions, the land was seized by a vile power, the Enchantress and her Order of No Quarter. That's your band of rapscallions right there. Now the tower is unleashed and devastation looms. A new adventure is about to begin. Let's kick some Enchantress butt! Alright, so this is Shovel Knight. So you can tell, as I said earlier, it's a very, old school style 2D platformer. So you can see there you can jump on enemies by doing sort of a pile driver move, which is very fun. And then, of course, you can do a standard attack that looks like you're shoveling. So we'll knock these roaches on out of here. And so, as you can see, I'm digging up these piles of dirt throughout the level. And what these are is you can collect gold, which is indicated in the top left corner, as well as magic potion bottles, I guess. So you can see there's a magic potion bottle that says 30. So you'll come across different magic attacks throughout your, working through these levels, and each different attack will consume an X amount of magic. So after you use that magic attack, that number will go down, but there are ways to increase that by using upgrades and things like that. And then after that, or in the middle of the screen at the top, you can see my life counter. So I don't have a huge health bar, but it gets the job done, especially in these earlier levels, so that's pretty cool. So you're probably thinking, how do I get up there? Well, you just use your pile driver move is what I'm going to call it. It's probably called something else. But you just hop on it with that bubble there, And then this right here is a checkpoint, so if I were to die in the next few, stages of this level, I would respawn here, so that's pretty handy. And as you can hear, the music is awesome. I love it. So originally this game was released digital only because it had a crowdfunding campaign and it was extremely successful. And so the developers, Yacht Club Games, actually decided to bring this game into the physical format. So you can really find this game in a physical form pretty much for any platform out there. There's PS4, Xbox One, Wii U, 3DS, so it's very cool. And what's awesome about the physical copies is that it comes with the soundtrack. So it comes with a download code that you can download the soundtrack right to your computer, and there's like 40 songs or something like that. And it's all like the level music and the interludes and things like that, and it's very cool. So I definitely recommend it, especially if you like these kind of games, to definitely get the physical copy. So I haven't been talking much about the level and whatnot, but as you can see, if you've ever played any of the original Mega Man games on the NES, you can tell right away that there is a great deal amount of similarities between them, which isn't a bad thing at all. The Mega Man games are a lot of fun, and I think that sort of formula and style works extremely well with Shovel Knight. So you'll bounce down to different screens or move to different screens, and the camera will sort of move with you. So that's very Mega Man-esque, which is pretty cool. And all the boss fights are very Mega Man-esque as well, so you'll get new powers that you can upgrade later on in the game, and that'll help you to beat these bosses a bit easier. So if you see on this left side of the wall here, there's a little spot that indicates that there's something there. It looks different than all the other walls that we've come across, so if you just sort of smack it with your shovel, just go on through, sort of to the end here, dig up some dirt, these skulls out of here, and you can pick up a music sheet. And what this music sheet is when you go to a village later on, in the map that I'll show you in a little bit, you can actually trade these in for gold, which is pretty cool. And plus, you can also listen to whatever piece of music that is, which is awesome. So, but yeah, I love games like this that are just, you sit down, you have a story, and you play the story, and it's just a ton of fun. It really reminds me of, games back in the day. I mean, obviously, but I don't know, there's just something about it. I love, all the big budget AAA titles as well, like, Call of Duty and Assassin's Creed. I have fun with those games too, but, there's just something about having a simple, gameplay interface with, like, no, like, online play or microtransactions or anything like that. I don't know. I'm just sort of a sucker for that kind of stuff. So, it's pretty cool. And, one other thing that's, I had a thought and I just lost it. Well, anyway. Oh, okay, so when you get this game in physical form, it actually comes with a pretty lengthy manual, which tells you, all about the story, the different characters that are in it, tells you everything that you need to know, which I think is awesome. I wish more games would do that instead of just slipping in a warranty and safety information with a game that you would download, that you would purchase. So I thought that was really cool because, I actually, I'm a nerd, so I love reading through manuals and things like that. So it's pretty awesome. So we'll go ahead and hop on some bubbles here. So you've noticed I've been breaking these dirt squares, I guess, so, that's to get through a path or something like that. And of course, sometimes they'll drop gems or gold, which is important to pick up. Music is just fantastic. I have a pretty lengthy drive to school. It takes about a half hour. And one day I actually just put the soundtrack on, and I did not get bored with it, and it wasn't annoying or anything like that. I think I'm just a sucker for that kind of stuff. So it's pretty cool. You. Oh god. Jump on you. one other thing I should mention is that when you die, which I'm not going to do because I'm a pro at this game, as you can tell on the the interface here, that there is no life counter. So what happens when you die in Shovel Knight, or when your life bar is all the way to 0? You actually get, you lose whatever gold that you have. Not all of it, but a substantial amount. So, you'll die, and then your gold will sort of sprout wings and then float in these bags. And then you'll respawn at, one of those checkpoints that I just mentioned. And then you actually have a chance to get your gold back, which is very cool and not extremely, frustrating in that regard. So, that's very cool. Because, of course, I like games that are challenging, but sometimes, you just want to sit down, play a game, kill things, have some fun. And all of that gold just went right down that pit. I should have planned that a bit better. But, like in Mega Man, there weren't hardly any checkpoints at all. You'd only have, like, 2-3 lives to get through an entire level, and it just seemed, it was fair in a sense, but I like the way that Shovel Knight does that. I think it's a bit helpful and a bit less frustrating, which for me, as I said, I like challenging games, but I don't like them to the point where I can't play the game that I purchase, so. I know some of you are probably thinking, oh, that's kind of stupid, but, that's just me, so. And as you can tell, there's, like, a really cool flow. Like, there's points in the levels where you get a really good momentum going. And it's a lot of fun. It's really awesome. But yeah, I just love games with, charm and, just substance to them. And, the games are just plain fun. I think there's not a whole lot. I mean, there are games out there that are like that. But, I just love games like this. This is awesome. So, this is towards the end of the level. I know I haven't really talked about what I've been doing in the level too much. I've been sort of talking about the game itself. But, that's okay. So, later levels I'll be talking more about, what's going on in the level and things like that. So, we're about to fight the first boss of the game, which is Black Knight, I believe. So, let's go ahead and do that. I knew you'd show your face sooner or later, the cerulean coward! Turn back, Shovel Knight. There's nothing here for you anymore. Stand aside, Black Knight. I've no quarrel with you. I must return to the Tower of Fate. Your time away has dulled your senses. Can't you see? This entire valley has been conquered by the Enchantress, and her invincible knights of the Order of No Quarter stand between you and the tower. But none of that matters, because anyone after the Enchantress has to go through me. Steal thy shovel! Alright, here we go. So you can see in the top right corner, you see Black Knight's health bar. So we have to try and deplete that without ours depleting itself, or without, losing all of our life. And for some reason, I always seem to have trouble with this guy. And, he's the first boss, and he's not particularly hard, but, sometimes it's just hard to hit him. So hopefully I can just do this the first time, which I think I might actually do, which is pretty awesome. Alright, that was awesome! Black Knight is So yeah, that's the first. Okay, there he goes. This is the first level of Shovel Knight, called Plains, and it's very awesome. And the music there you could hear was fantastic as well. And just as I keep saying, I love this style of game. So Shovel Knight is right up my alley when it comes to Here's a little tormenting dream, well, I guess nightmare, that Shovel Knight faces. Catch Shield Knight falling from the sky. Jump up and actually grab her. And you wake up. But I love this scene because, it's pretty calming, and it for me, I think it's cozy. With the sunrise and the fire sort of burning and the evergreen trees. I don't know. I'm a sucker for, awesome art styles and things like that in games, so it's very cool. So we'll dig up this fire here and get some gems. We'll head off to the edge of the screen. Okay, so again, as I said, that's the first level of Shovel Knight, called Plains. So you can see there it has been cleared. So if I wanted to, I could go back in and play it again, so, you know, you can pick and choose, you know, which levels you want to go to. And I love this map because it's very similar to Super Mario Bros. 3, which I love that game, so I think it's cool that they sort of implemented that overworld map feature or style in this game as well. You can see there I got the music note, or I keep saying music note, the music sheet in the Plains level, so that's very cool. So, next episode we're going to be going through, and I'll show you guys the village, so that's where you can sort of upgrade your health and magic powers and different things like that. And then the area right above it is Pridemore Keep, which is the second level that you can play through in Shovel Knight, so we'll be doing that in the next episode. But so yeah, that's going to do it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoy this Let's Play of Shovel Knight. It's definitely a fantastic game. I highly recommend it, especially if you love, you know, 2D platformers and things like that. And again, I apologize if the audio is not perfectly synced with my commentary. You know, again, I'm still trying to figure all this out, but, you know, I at least wanted to get going and start recording some gameplay footage. So, again, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it, and I hope you all have a fantastic day.